Today is the 18th of March. All right, so quick recap. If I've got a line, thank you very much, Stephen. Right, if I've got a line y equals mx plus c, remind me, what does, hands up, the m stand for, or what is m represent? Sam? Good, m is the gradient. Remind me, what does gradient mean? Maya?
Or the change in y.
Right, good, yeah, it's the slope, which is the change in y over change in x. What does c represent? Brandon?
The intercept.
What intercept? Okay, c is the y-intercept. So c is the intercept. C, yeah, what am I doing? C is the value that the line goes through on the y-axis. Okay, good. So, particular types of questions. If we've got an equation which is like y equals 3x plus 4, we can use this information in the gradient and the y-intercept to be able to draw the line quite easily, okay? But sometimes we're given some information and we have to come up with the actual equation. So, for example, we may have something like this. So find, so we're all copying this down, the equation of a line that passes through point 2, 7, and has a slope of 5. Right, so thoughts. How could we go about this? What do you think, Salvi?
First thing you want to do is substitute.
Okay, so what are you going to substitute in?
So y equals 5.
Right. Y 5x.
Because it's mx, so it's the gradient.
Right, good. We're told that the gradient is 5, so yep, it has to be 5x.
Plus 2.
Right.
I mean, sorry. No, sorry, plus 7. Right? It's xy, right?
So remember, c is the y-intercept.
Yeah.
So if I think
Okay.
of my line here, so this is where we need to be really careful.
Yeah, you do.
Let's imagine that our line looks something like this. If there's my y-intercept, okay, what do we know about our y-intercept? Yes, Sienna?
X coordinate has to be 0.
Yeah, the x-coordinate has to be 0, okay? Is the x-coordinate here 0?
No.
No, so can I use either of these points for c?
Yeah.
Yes, you can use
Nope,
them to help.
I cannot, but I can use them to help out work out what c
Yeah.
is. Okay, so I need to figure out what this number here is, okay? Any thoughts on how I can go about doing that? So I've used this information of 5. I'm going to use this to find out what c is. All right, Neil?
So since the slope is rise over 1,
Mm-hmm.
that means that for every 1 change in x, there will be a 5 change in y.
Right.
Meaning you just subtract 10 to get to 0, 2 minus
Okay.
0, and that would give you -3.
Okay. Is there? I get what you mean, but is there another way that you could think about it that might actually be a bit more straightforward? Yeah, Maya?
Okay, so I think this is wrong, but since it's x is 2, so could you like substitute like bracket 2 next to the 5, so it's like 5 is 2?
Okay. Well, if you're going to do that, if x is 2, when x is 2, what's the value of y?
7.
Right, the value of y is 7. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. I can sub actually
and then you can put
both of
7
these
over
in.
y.
Right, so instead of writing y, I'm going to write 7. And I've got 5 times the value of x is 2. So I've got an equation here which has just got one variable that I don't know. So 7 equals 5 2's are n plus c. So what is c going to be equal to? Good, negative 3. If I subtract 10 from both sides, I end up with negative 3 here and c. Okay, so you use your point. Okay, you have to substitute it in to find out what your value of c is. So my answer is going to be, Sienna?
Y equals 5x minus 3.
Good, y equals 5x minus 3. So in terms of my sketch, how could my sketch be a little bit better?
And X and Y.
Why is my sketch not really the best? Yeah, Christian?
Well, it needs to have numbers.
Okay, but
On the same sketch.
yeah, but it's but what else? Just from looking at it, there's something not quite right, but it's a sketch. So, Sam?
The y-intercept is the same.
Right, yeah, the y-intercept is actually down here, so it would be better. Well, that's not very good. To draw something like that.
It's like
Let's try it again. Third time lucky. Okay, so my y-intercept is down here. So 0, negative 3. Okay. But my sketch helps me kind of figure it out. Okay, even though my sketch is not amazing, I can see right when my y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. Okay. Good. Any questions on that one? Easy?
It's like the same for every single question.
No. So there's a couple of different types of these. Can I move it down to there? Is that okay? Yes. All right. So the second type, and they get a little bit more difficult each time. Find the equation. Red line passing through. A, which is 9, negative 2. And B, actually, I'm going to let you have a go at this one yourself. To start you off, you know that your equation is going to be of what form? What? Yeah, y equals mx plus c. And if your equation is of this form, y equals mx plus c, what two things do you need to figure out?
This.
Yeah, m and c. Okay, so you need to figure out the gradient and the y-intercept. Okay, see if you can figure out either of those or both using this information. Okay, I'll give you a few minutes. All right, so we want to find the equation of this line. Shh. And what I've done a little just sketch again. I've put in a straight line. I've put in my 2 points. So the first thing that we want to work out is either the gradient or the y-intercept. Which one is you recommend I work out first?
Gradient.
Gradient, right. How do I work out gradient? Hands up. Jojo.
Y1 minus
Yep.
Y2 over X1 minus X2 on
Right, okay, so Jojo's done it. Shh. X1, sorry. Listening. Jojo did a Y1 take away Y2 over X1 take away X2. Does it matter if, because I know some of you did it like this, Y2 take away Y1 over X2 take away X1? Does it matter?
No.
It doesn't matter, okay? So this is how we work out the gradient, okay? Listening, Neil. So this is what we did a while back. So let's, what letter comes first in the alphabet?
A.
In terms of X and Y? X comes first. So we'll say that this one is X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So if I substitute this in, I've got 6, and I'm subtracting -2. Now, some of you may have done it the other way around. That is fine, okay? You should get the same answer, hopefully. And then I've got that over -15, take away 9, okay? So you need to be careful of your positive and negative signs. What's 6 take away -2?
A.
Positive 8, good, because the two negatives become a plus. What's -15 take away 9?
Negative 24.
Right, and what does that simplify to give me?
Point.
-1/3, okay? I want to keep it as a fraction, okay? Are these the same if I've got the negative on the bottom and the negative up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, they're exactly the same. Good. So my gradient is -1/3. Right, excellent. Once I've got that, let's just substitute that in. I've got -1/3 x plus. Savi, can I just write down c as -2?
No.
Can I write down c as 6?
No.
Why not?
Because the y-intercept, the x value for y-intercept is always 0.
Right.
So that's not a
Okay, good.
y-intercept.
The y-intercept, the x value is always 0. And in this case, I can say, well, these are neither zeros, so I can't do that. So how do I find out c? This is going back to the other question. Yeah, Savi?
Yeah. So what you want to do is, so you want to choose one.
Right.
I chose one with 6 and -15.
You chose this one?
Just because it's a positive
Okay.
thing.
So this is my x,
Positive
this
y.
is my y.
Yeah. So it's 6 equals, and you substitute your slope in.
Right?
And then x plus c.
Okay, well, what's x?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, -15.
Right.
Plus c.
Plus c, good. So this is a times sign, by the way.
Yeah.
And so I've got 6 equals, what's -1/3 times -15? 5, good, because it's just the same as 15 divided by 3.
Yeah. Plus c.
And so c is equal to?
1.
Good. Does it matter if I use the other point?
No.
No, you'll get exactly the same answer. I'm just going to quickly do it. So I've got -2 equals -1/3 times 9 plus c. So I've got -2 equals, what's 9 times -1/3? Hands up. What is 9 times -1/3? Come on.
You have
Up,
it in
hands up.
No, I
9
did the other one.
multiplied
Oh, no, I
by
did the-
-1/3. Bella. Yes. Good, -3, because it's just the same as 9 divided by 3, and it's negative. Okay, so I need to add 3 to both sides to work out what c is. -2 plus 3 is 1. So my final answer. Nope, in the test you would only show 1, okay? But it's a good way to check it as well, okay? What's my answer? Sam?
Y equals -1/3 plus 1.
-1/3.
1/3 x.
Yep,
Plus 1. I have
plus
it written down.
1. All right, good. Any questions? So first thing, so this is tying everything together, okay? We're tying together how we work out the gradient and then substituting in to find the y-intercept, Savi? Hands up if you got that right. Excellent, good. If you need to get any of it copied down, get it copied down, okay? Now, here is another one for you to try.
Is it the same one?
Nope, it's slightly different again.
I've been installed the knowledge plus calculator in program.
Mr. Cunningham, I'm on my last half page.
You'd be able to fit this in.
Okay.
Did you get all that copied? Because
Yeah.
you did it.
Mine.
Right. Find the equation
Just a question now in mind.
of the line through 6, -8. that is perpendicular to the line y equals 3x plus 5. Alright, if two lines are perpendicular, let's say I've got, come on pen, if two lines are perpendicular,
Their slope.
what can you tell me about the gradients? Maya? Right, okay, they are negative reciprocals of each other, okay? Let's think. So another way to say that, to kind of formalize it, m1, so the gradients multiplied together will always give negative 1, okay? Now, just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? It's kind of useful. But in terms of working these things out, if the gradient of this line is 3, let's say it's equal to 3, then if I've got another line that's perpendicular, the gradient is going to be, okay, well, what's the reciprocal of 3? What's the reciprocal of 3? 1/3. And then we want the negative reciprocal, so it's going to be negative 1/3. Okay, so I've got y equals negative 1/3 x plus, and surely, Xavi, I can just take negative 8 up here, yes?
No, of course not.
Why not, Xavi?
Because the x value for y-intercepts is always going to be 0, and if it's not 0, then that means that it's not
Correct.
a y-intercept.
Right, good. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. This is where people mess up. For y-intercepts, the x value has to be 0. So this is not a y-intercept. So I've just got this. Daphne, what do we do then to find out c?
So now you put the y, which is negative 8.
Yep,
You like substitute that in.
Good.
And then you substitute the 6 in.
yep,
For x.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I can work out what c is. Hands up, what is negative 1/3 times 6? Aya?
I should know this.
Negative 2.
I knew that.
And then to work out c, I need to add 2 to both sides. Negative 2, negative 8 plus 2.
6, negative 6.
Negative
Yep. So I've got my m, I've got my c, so my final answer is, Brandon?
Y equals negative 1. Yes, negative 1/3 x
And what's c?
plus negative 6.
Plus negative 6, or I could just write it as, yep, subtract 6. Okay?
It's the same thing.
Would
Any
you lose
questions?
marks if you read it as plus negative 6?
No, you
It's the
wouldn't.
same thing.
No. All right, any questions? Okay, like all this stuff, you know, you have done it. Okay, it's just a question of putting it all together. If you're told the two lines are parallel, what do you know about the gradients? The gradients are the same. Okay, so make sure you get this copied, and I'm going to put up some questions in a second when you've got it. So these are the questions that we're going to have a look at. Question 2 here. Let's see how many of these we can get done in the next 15 minutes, okay, before lunchtime. Any questions? Put your hand up. I'll come round.